Hi, everyone, and welcome to Chair Yoga. We're going to get started right away with some breath work to help us in our transition. But to begin with, sit up nice and tall and just use this as your kind of mindfulness orientation. And that today we're going to try to be aware of how we trust the body to help us feel aligned to the soul. So, what would be qualities of feeling like you were aligned with your soul? I borrow from a favorite teacher of mine, Mary O'Malley, and she's given us 5 qualities. And that is flow, a sense of flow, spaciousness, light, love, and stillness. So just be aware that those are the qualities we're kind of looking for, hoping to experience as we use our practice of yoga to bring ourselves into this full embodiment, and that we trust the body to help us to feel aligned with the soul. So let's start with a breath practice that's called the Durga breath, also called diaphragmatic breathing. Lots of different names for this, but I really want us to get well instructed on, really comfortable with breathing with the use of your diaphragm. So sit up tall, don't use your backrest. Make sure your feet feel grounded to the floor, and begin that process of puffing out. So the inhale is a blowing out. It's not a pulling in, it's pushing out. So you feel expansion in the low belly, more expansion now in the diaphragm, which is right at the base of your rib cage. And then finally on the third go, you're up top, you're into the chest and sternum area. So let's try it. It takes 3 levels. Just think of it maybe as an elevator. You start on level 1. Level 2 is the most important level. That's our diaphragm. Level 3 is at the top, and then come back with an exhale. Let's try this for the exhalation. Trust your own response. So if you're kind of blowing that out of your mouth, let your body just figure out what's the best way for me to inhale, to exhale, using this kind of a strong, intentional diaphragmatic breathing. So let's go. Remember, as you just keep going, remember that the diaphragm is the primary muscle of the respiratory system. So it's super important that we have a healthy connection to our diaphragm, that we use it, we realize that we don't waste it. So you want to use your strengthen your diaphragm. Diaphragmatic breathing takes 3 levels. At your own pace. So, you're in your own space. You're just finding the pace that works best for you to feel it, expand it, and let that be a major part of your transitional tool right now. You're bringing yourself into the full, participation in your practice. Stay with it. Last time. Good. Let's sync up our breath together and we'll get some movement now. Inhale, palms will come together overhead. Look up if that feels okay. Exhale, bow to your heart. Let's pause here at this bowed position. So we're sitting up nice and tall. We feel the length of our spine, but we can feel this position of bowing, or of, the sacredness that we're feeling and inviting in to our practice today, that we're just honoring our body and our soul with this bow. Next inhale, lift it all the way up again and take a big backstroke to come out so you feel the movement of your shoulders. I'll join you in the chair and make sure you've got your block handy. So put that block between your thighs, close to your knees. That's kind of the way I've been referencing it. Legs should be in a right angle, so make sure your knees are over your ankles and heels, that you're not drawing your heels in, you're keeping your feet straight. That's how we begin. Let's inhale again. We're just reaching up, reaching up. Feel the length through your body, through the back especially. Just lift up and let your whole body help you. Don't just think those poor little arms are going to jerk you up and lift you up and create this stretch. Use your legs, engage your abdominal wall so you can feel the strength that offers, the stability and the stabilization of your low back that offers. So when you're lifting up, you've got a whole lot going on. Now take your left hand and grab your right wrist and pull over to the side where the palm is stretching toward the ceiling. Arm's going to come right close to the ear. So your head feels neutral but sort of protected because, the arm provides a little alignment. Now don't list off. See if you can make sure your pelvis is still balanced in the chair. Come back up, just a big lift, re-engage. You're, coming back to the awareness that your whole body is helping you do this. Maybe you got to catch up with your breath. Other hand grabs the wrist. The palm is reaching up, off to the side by way of the ear. No listing. Balance in the pelvis is still there. Let's come back up, just lifting up, same deal. We're just reorienting ourselves to the full body nature of this. This time we're going to just have straight arms with the tilt of the head. See if you can look up at the hand that's reaching toward the ceiling. Just see how much your head is willing to turn. Just find your range of movement and hold it there. One arm reaching toward the floor, one arm reaching toward the ceiling, turning your head to look up. Really push your feet to the floor to stabilize all this so the legs provide a great stable base. Exhale it out. Inhale, palms come together, and exhale as you come into the other side. I got palms facing, the upper arm is palm facing center, and the other one is palm facing front. So if you're kind of like me, I like to have intentionality about the way the hands are held. So look up if that feels good for your neck. Squeeze your block. Watch for subtle adjustments your body is going to tune you in with. I could just feel myself pulling back a little bit. That shoulder felt like it was kind of pulling me forward. So just be on the lookout for little subtle adjustments your body starts to give you. Full breath in and full breath out. Exhale completely. On the inhale, palms will come together overhead. Exhale, another bow. Inhale up. And let's come all the way down and around. Let's do some shoulder rolls. Arms are alongside the chair rather than in our lap. So let's just do some big exaggerated shoulder rolls. You're trying to feel your way into the shoulder blades. Elbows stay real close. It makes a difference when you're kind of fanning your elbows out like wings. You're not quite so much focused in the shoulder blades, I think. So this is our technique to keep us right there with movement of the shoulder blades. Now change the direction of that. Come forward with your shoulders. Keep your spine neutral. So you're just staying upright, very upright, and you're kind of moving your shoulder blades around that. Find your flow of breath. Just get back in touch with the rhythm, the flow of your breath. Stay with it a little bit longer than usual on this other direction. And come back to neutral now, and I want you to shrug and release. I'm going to put hands on my lap. Shrug and release. Shrug and squeeze, release, and then really shrug and release kind of quickly. Give it a fast breath. Inhale out. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Try it like that. Well, you can really feel it, right? Really feel those muscles. One more. And then a reset. What is your body telling you? What would be a good reset for you? Let's do a quick twist when you're ready to go. Inhale those arms, palms face forward, lift up. Exhale toward your left, towards your right. Doesn't matter. We're both going to do it at the same, both sides. So just turn. And use your hands somewhat. Use your hands to support you. I like to really pull that backhand as far back as it'll go. Right now, I got a lot of space behind me, so I just have my palm of my hand down behind me on the chair seat. That just seems to be working. But whatever gives you the support you're looking for. Keep your spine vertical. Breathe in, breathe out. Big breaths. You got to stay with it because it's our first twist. We're going to really want our body to be open to twisting. Unwind your head first, and then your shoulders and your arms come back. And now lift up, push your feet to the floor, pull in the belly. Off we go to the other side. So no matter which side you started, we just go to the other side. Work on balance of your pelvis. So you're trying to check in to make sure you're not leaning. See if you can feel balance in the pelvis, left to right, and even front to back. And you feel that you're in the sweet spot of the pelvis. This is never just done. You know, you turn and you're done. It's never like that. These twists are always in motion. It's like we're always breathing and feeling our way into maybe a little bit more, a little more sensation, a little more awareness. Exhale completely. Turn your head to come out of that twist and then let your shoulders and your arms come back to neutral. I'm going to scoot the block underneath the chair for now. Take a wide angle where the heels are in and the toes are out. Start with, let's hold on to the chair and very intentionally, here's what I'm saying is bring your arms back so that you're squeezing those shoulder blades together back there. So it's helping you in that regard. Hold on to the chair back there. And then let's take that hop over. It's just, we're going to start nice and easy, but we're going to alternate every time. So try it like that you go from one side to the other. Don't drag it, kind of hop it over there. Give it a little lift. Keeping the shoulder blades squeezing back. Excellent. Let's come back to center when we feel like we've done it the same amount on each side. And this time create your goddess arms. So you've got your bent elbows, hands are open wide, starfish hands. So stretch your hands open wide. Arms are held in that goddess position. This time just for something different, a little more mind-body connection. When you bring your leg over, bring your arm to match. And that might mean you sort of turn. It's all right. Arm comes along with the leg. Don't hold your breath. Just find your breathing here. It's your pace. This is our last one. And come back to neutral now with your legs open wide, heels in, toes out. Let's dance that goddess around a little bit. So this is a nice reset. Just sort of squirm around, but just keep your arms in place, your feet in place. But you're just sort of giving some relief, some non-linear movement into the spine, into your head and neck. Maybe you feel some movement in your hips, just some non-linear, I like to call it the dancing goddess. Beautiful. Let's bring our hands to our shoulders now. Maybe you'll need to bring your feet a little closer together. Let's lift up. I can find that I had squirmed my way back to the back of the chair, so I want to get on the forward side of that so you can move your legs better. So if you found you did that, just get yourself situated so you can move your legs. Let's keep the head neutral. I've been kind of playing with various ways to turn the head. Keep your head neutral. Maybe you find a focal point and just see if you could come into that. This is, of course, working the oblique muscles of this crunching action or abdominal structure that we're working with. And then when you're ready, just, introduce the crisscross. And you could go back to the side to side. So finding a pattern that you're just playing with, but always introducing this crisscross at times. This is that mind-body connection when we cross through the midline, how helpful and useful that is for our brain to make connection with both sides of the body like that. So finding your own pattern that just feels fun to you. Lift up your feet with a flexed foot. Let's all meet in the crisscross now. If you've been going kind of side to side, let's meet by crisscrossing through the middle. Get your feet up, get your feet up. Excellent. Last one, each side. That was pretty good. Let's take a big, kind of a backstroke to come out of that. Another one like that. Go real slow so you feel the letting go in your arms and your shoulders. Let's bring our feet more into the alignment with the chair's frame and alignment with the hips, maybe more particularly, and move through your cow and your cat. Remember, I've been introducing a different way to come into your cat, that is holding onto your knees so that you're going to keep your shoulders right above your hips. So see if you can find that very way of doing your cow and your cat. Hold on to your knees when it's time to round into the C-shaped curve. Otherwise, arms slide past the frame of the chair. Definitely slow this down so you can connect it to the proper breath. Inhale is the cow. That's the extension of your spine. Exhale is the roundness of the back in cat. So be sure to match that up. Inhale is the cow. Exhale is the cat. Take your time. Match it up. Try to exaggerate the movement of your spine. Last time. Beautiful. Come to a neutral position, a little more space. We're going to take a fold. Let's lift up, palms face forward. Bring yourself forward to fold between your legs. Remember, you've got to match up your knees with your ankles and heels, so don't open one without the other. Keep your eyes open, look down and underneath yourself. Hands got to come somewhere. Either you're touching the floor, your feet, your legs, the block. Bring your hands to something as you fold forward. Think of the ragdoll nature of this, that you're ragdolling yourself down, surrendering the weight of your head. Catch up with your breath now. Big belly breathing would be so appropriate here. One hand at a time will come to your thighs. Find yourself in that half lift so you feel the diagonal line of your back body, and then come up and down from that. So hands are on the thighs, elbows are squeezing into the waistline. We're moving ourselves up and down. I'm moving around on the chair. You don't have to do that. I'm always just trying to give you better views of what I'm showing you. So don't move unless I, give you that specific intention to do that. We're going to work the perineum now. So the next time you come into your fold, hold that, press your feet to the floor. It's like you want to drill your feet into the ground here, and your hands are helping you. Elbows stay squeezed into the waist. Now you start lifting up. You lift up through the perineum. This feels like you're lifting yourself off the chair seat. The you that do this with me all the time is like, yeah, we've done it, we know. But some people are new, so I'm kind of making sure I've covered all the bases. So let's really work that. Tone it by lifting and holding as long as you can. Exhale to release and relax, and then come back for a little more toning. Lifting up, and remember those inner seams, the inner seams of your legs. That's what we want to try to squeeze in and up. That's really wonderful work for the perineum and for the toning of your adductor muscles. It's a core strength. It's just a basic core strength that you're fostering. Pressing your hands into your legs is part of the deal. So don't forget that. Pressing your hands down into that. See how that gives such a dynamic tension to it? There's this resistance going on. One more time. Hold. And release. And let's fold now. Just fold all the way down. Look underneath the chair. Surrender the weight of your head. Give your low back a nice stretch. Don't lift off of the chair at all. Now keep yourself really connected to the chair seat. Let your low back stretch. Wander your hands over to the right side. over towards your right leg and go as far past that leg as your body allows you to go. It might not be much, but just wander your hands as far as they will go towards your right side. Feel that stretch in the body. Manage the weight of your head. That's all I'm going to say. Be sure you're paying attention to and managing the weight of your head. Exhale completely. Come back to center. We're going way past the other foot. We're just going to see what we can do. Maybe it's barely past it, but we got to find our range of movement here. How far could we twist over here? So you're in a fold. You're folded into your thigh, but boy, at quite an angle here. Manage the weight of your head. Pay attention to how your neck is doing. Deepen the breath. And we'll come back to center. One hand at a time jumps to the thighs. Squeeze your elbows into your waist. Come up halfway. So you have a diagonal line of your back body. Let's spread our wings. So we're using our leg strength entirely. We're not using the bracket of support that our arms provide. We're using our leg strength entirely. Press your feet. You're going to feel this in your thighs. Keep your chest open. Back body is in a diagonal line. Wings are reaching back, palms facing down. Press your feet, stay with it. One more full breath. On your next inhale, now lift up. Lift yourself all the way up, palms face forward. Let's move up and down. Now, arms are alongside the frame of the chair. I'm going to suggest we bring our legs in within the frame of the chair as well. So step them in, feet are straight. Let's just do one arm. So I want you to just lift up on your left side, reaching up with your left side, all the way up and down. And we're going to do a little patterning here. So we'll drop it to the T where your palm faces up, palm faces in. Flip it, so palm is forward, all the way down and back, up, down and back, up, flip it, palm is toward the middle, back to that T, thumb is pointing behind you. Next time you got that T position, take a look at that. Turn your head as far as you can to turn and look at your palm of your hand. The other side of your body is waiting. It's waiting. It's going to do its thing. But for now, it's your standing side. It's your stable side. So stay active in pressing your foot to both feet to the floor. So just know the other side is there to keep you stable and strong. Keep breathing, looking, trying to really work this in terms of range of movement you're trying to create in your neck. Excellent. Lift up and all the way down. If there's any reset your body needs, that's time. And we'll work the other side. So palm up and down and back. Palm up. I should say arm up with a palm forward. That's kind of shortcutting it there. Now flip your hand so palm is toward the midline and then let yourself roll out into that T. So let's come up and down with that. Make sure your thumb is pointing behind you. Flip it, palm forward and up and down. Flip it, palm toward the midline, up and down. Pull the belly in, nice strong. You're still in your mountain. You can feel the mountain structure, can't you? Let's hold that. Take a look, turn your head. Maybe the left hand is holding on to the chair. I don't know. Just give yourself the stabilization on that side of your body. So this side, which feels like the more active side, has the freedom to do the work. Breathe in, breathe out. Stretching the neck, shoulder, all that connection. And your arm, it's just all so connected. Lift up, both hands come together, palms come together now. Inhale with me, exhale, let's bow. Inhale up and exhale all the way around. Good. Again, make sure you're far enough forward. We're going to just lift up, lift up. You're trying to get your shin up. Flex foot, shin up. Again, I'll give you the side so you know what I'm talking about. Shin's coming up, lifting the shin up. try to isolate it in the hips. I know it's hard. Your whole body wants to start rocking to help you with this. Try to isolate the movement in your hips and legs so that the upper body, as best as you can, is kind of waiting it out. It's doing the breathing. It's doing the breathing. There's that, right? That's not nothing. Good. Let's come back. So we're going to be more aligned and we're going to use crisscross. So I want you to just straight leg, straight arm, straight leg, straight arm right in front of you. Flexed foot. Let's switch. Switch sides. You're all, it's opposite side, obviously. Leg and arm are opposites. Let's switch. Find your breath. Good workout here. Switch. Straight arm, straight leg. Both hands together up and overhead. Look up if that feels good. Exhale, bow. Inhale up. Exhale all the way around. The arms are right alongside the frame of the chair. We're moving into our cow and our cat. So remember to grab hold of your knees. Arch the back body, stretch. Oh, it feels better. Doesn't it feel better? Like from the first time we did this, much more accessible. Big breath in, big breath out too. Let's come to our wide angle, heels in, toes out, goddess arms. We're going back to the bringing hand and arm together as we step. Any adjustment you might need to make, where you're situated on the chair really matters so that you have some ease of movement. And you can always make your adjustment. So you might not do both together. That's just not happening. So choose. I'll move the legs, or I'll move the arms, or maybe I'll just take my time and do both, but they're not going to go together. Back to the goddess. Let's bring everything together right in front of you. Interlace your hands. That's going to bind your hands together. Some of you can't bring your elbows together. I get that. We got all different body types going on here. So let's just make sure our hands are bound. And if you can bring your elbows and forearms, okay, that's another bind. And we're going to bring that into the seed position by bringing your elbows in towards your belly button. Inhale those arms up, up, up. Exhale down and round the back into the seed. Up, up, up. Last time, go up, go up, go up. And you come out of that, let's come back to our goddess. Just open up your legs, open up your arms so your hands are open wide and you can really feel that beautiful posture of the goddess. Let's dance a little bit with her. Let the body start loosening up or resetting. Closing your eyes helps you to just sort of pay attention to what your body's asking for instead of your mind trying to override it and have a judgment about it. Beautiful. Inhale with me. Look up, palms are up. Exhale, bowing. Inhale up. And exhale, go all the way down. I'm going to say rock and roll. So let's kick your feet up and bring yourself up off the chair. So kick your feet up and bring yourself up. Last time, kick up and bring yourself up off the chair. I'm going to quickly turn. Here's what you're going to be doing. I just want you to see it. You don't need to do anything with your chair. Here we are in front of the chair. Bring your hands to your thighs and just start to hover like your bottom is going to hover above that chair. Lift your chest up. We have a bracket of support with our hands, so that's one way to do it. This is a chair pose called Uttanasana in the yoga language. So really strengthens the buttocks and strengthens the thighs. To make even more so, take your hands away so they're not giving you a bracket of support. Let's lift up however you are with hands together now in the prayer position. Just stand up, deepen the breath, feel the strength of your legs and the fullness of your breath. Remember, I turned. You don't have to do anything. You're just in front of your chair. Let's try that squat, I was going to say, that looks like a chair. So we're bringing ourselves to hover above the chair seat. Hands could be on your thighs. Keep your elbows squeezed in. Lift your chest up. Full breath in and out. Bring your body weight not only to the heels. I know it's mostly the heels, but don't let your toes come up. Get your feet down. That's it. Lift up. Palms are together overhead. Exhale at your heart. We bow here. Inhale up. Exhale all the way down. All the way down. Configure yourself so that your chair seat is facing you. Let's start out with the downward dog. Let's get right to it. Start off with the downward dog. Bringing your hands to the chair seat. Step back. Stretch it back. Make sure your head is nestled in between your arms and work on straightening the legs out. A lot of people do that, what we call walk the dog. Trying to drag both heels down is not accessible initially, so we lift one heel at a time up. They call that walking the dog, so that you're able to stretch one leg at a time instead of both together. One more deep breath in and out. Then we're going to walk toward the chair. Bend your knees and bring yourself up kind of slowly but surely all the way up. We're going to configure the chair. I think the block might not be needed. I'm going to move it to the side for now. I can't think of that where I need it. So I want it with the back side so I have easy access to the back of the chair. And you know how usually, so listen up, I'm kind of using a little different strategy. We're going to do our warrior one position here by taking steps. So it's going to kind of combine some movement, which creates some balance challenge, as well as the form and strength of the warrior position. So I usually have the standing leg near the chair. We're not doing it this time. Our stepping leg, our moving leg, is the one that's closest to the chair. Got it? That's how we're going to come. So keep your hand on your chair and take a step forward where there's a bent knee coming forward. Let's just practice that. Step forward. The back heel, let's pop it up. Pop it up. And so if you notice, I'm kind of walking around here like I'm not sure where to position myself. That's okay. So you do the same. How can you come into this bent knee in the front, straight leg in the back, and practice it? You should feel a nice stretch through that back leg. Keep your head up. Try not to look at the floor. You're taking a big step forward with a bent knee, and you're leaving a straight leg behind. Last time for practicing. Now let's hold it. Take your step and keep holding on to the chair. Take the other arm up. Take the other arm up. Now here's what's the black pants don't really work here. Let me come give you a background. So you're not sagging. You're trying to lift that up. Be sure that back leg is lifting away from the front leg. So don't sag it. Bring it up as much as you can. And we got an arm up, looking straight ahead. And now, yeah, I'm sorry I directed you to the screen. So no looking at the screen now. You don't need it. And you can hold it right here, or you could get both hands up. Your palms will face together. Put mitten hands on. One arm is fine, but two, that might feel really great and challenging. We're going to get a good strong belly. And don't sag that back leg. Keep straightening it. Nice job. Get our arms down. Make sure you're holding on to the chair, and let's just pop forward. Now, we're going to just pop forward. Oh, that's where I needed the block. I knew I needed a block and I forgot. Let's get our block and put it on the floor. Both feet are facing the same direction. Now, how far you're stepping, that's going to vary. So you're going to check it out and see what you can do. This is called the pyramid pose, where we're going to bring our chest down like into a tabletop, grab hold of the block, both legs straight, all 10 toes facing toward the block into that direction, and hold that stretch. Both legs straight. Now the front leg, I want you to put a lot of attention into that. It feels like you're trying to pull back, you know, the seam of the leg, right? The seam where your leg meets the pelvis. Pull back at that seam. We're talking fractions of an inch. This isn't a big thing, but you can feel it, can't you? You can feel, because what you're doing is aligning your pelvis, squaring your pelvis. Nice job. Bend the knees so you can get out of that easily. Bend your knees, just softly disengage from that. Yeah. We do need the block, so keep that handy. And then reset your body, any movement your body might need. Well, we're going to start the other side. So remember, the leg that's near the chair, that's one that's stepping. And keep your hand on the chair. And we're going to come up on the back foot so the heel pops up. You're going to feel that differently. It's going to give you a better stretch. Slow this way down if you need to. I feel like I'm probably rushing it. So use your better judgment. Don't look at the floor, look out. Now let's hold it, get it situated, and then remember, don't sag that back leg. Pull it up, pull it up. What you might find that is it's asking you to take a bigger step, that maybe you could do a bigger step than you thought. Keep holding on to the chairs right by you. The other arm lifts up. Mitten hand on, arms close to the head. Get strong with your belly, strong with your legs. You can hold it right here, or you could add both arms. Palms will face each other. If you decide to add a back bend, that means your arms are going to pull back, and that allows you to lift your chest, and that allows you to tilt your head. It's got to go in that direction. Arms pull back, then the chest, then the head. Exhale completely. One more time. Get a hand back to the chair. Arms come down. Come out of that. Disentangle from that. Trying to think how I need the chair. All right, this will work. Let's do a tree pose, what's called a floating tree. So rather than bring your foot to your leg, I want you to just lift your leg up and rotate it out. Just lift it up. It's a flex foot, rotate it out. And then see if you can do it without touching the chair, and breathing in and breathing out. So your standing leg and your raised arm are the same. You're on the same side with your standing leg and the raised arm. Now let's get our hand back to the chair. Instead of having our knee extended out to the side, I want you to sweep it behind you, way over in the back. Keep your heel up. And now we're switching arms. This arm is going to reach up, palm lifts up, lift up, look up. You could keep holding on to the chair here, or you could bring your hand where you grab that wrist and push up. So that's another alternative. Hand could always be at the chair, just to steady you. Let your breath help you figure it out.
I unmuted her.
Oh boy, now there she is. Now you have to mute it.
Somebody needs to mute themselves. Thank you. All right, let's bring arms down. Let's bring our feet back together and shake that all out. I'm gonna move the chair around. I thought that worked out really well, so I'm gonna keep using it. Once you feel ready to go, you're all caught up with your breath. It's that variation of the tree, floating, letting that leg float out. Flex foot. Lift up. Oh, it's so easy to just want to kind of fold down, get yourself upright, get yourself up. Let's hold on to the bent knee. Often it's rotated. It's an external rotation. And then if you can, this one's asking for a little help. You're going to raise that arm up. So the standing leg has the extended arm. Find a focal point that's going to be really helpful. Look at something, stare at it. Steady your breath. Excellent. Let's get our hand back to the chair. Now we're going to take that foot and go way behind us, toes down, heel up, palm reaching up, push up. So the same side, the leg that swung around, that's the arm. It's coming up, looking up, maybe both hands. So you've got one grabbing the wrist. Lift up, look up. Breathe in, breathe out. You want to feel your breath as a full body experience right here. Hold it now. Stay with it. And when we release our arms, hold on to the chair, get your feet back together, shake it out. Now we're in a position here to stretch with our high side of the chair. So let's do that L shape. I'm thinking I didn't remember to do the pyramid on the other side. So we're going to have to do that. Nice, good stretch. And come walking toward the chair. Let's do that. Do you remember which side you were on? I'm pretty sure we did the pyramid stretch when we had our right foot forward. Let's try it the other way. Your feet are pointing the same direction, not too big of a stance. I don't think we did this. Let's try it again. So we're going to bring our hands to the chair, keeping your back body level like a tabletop in that dynamic stretch. Just if it feels like it's the same side, you did the same side before, then just realign yourself. Just do the other side quick. You can do it. Excellent. Stay with me now. Let's bring both feet together and just hang out if you can. If you need to be by your chair for a forward fold, just realign yourself so you're close to the chair and just hang like a rag doll, eyes wide open. Look down and underneath yourself. Feet are straight. Hang like a rag doll. Grab hold of your elbows. Grab hold of your elbows and see if you can tuck your head into the space that you created. It's like a frame you made for your head. Great. Let's bring our hands to our shins, not our kneecaps, but our shins, and lift up halfway. Probably have a little bend in the knee, halfway up. Breathe in, breathe out. Now bend your knees a little bit more and let yourself come all the way up, and your arms will help carry you. Palms come together overhead. Hold that. Let's inhale now. Exhale, bow. Inhale up and exhale all the way around. Good. Come back to the chair for me. Come back to the chair. It's not quite time to get our second chair or our gear for our Shavasana, but come back to the chair for me. Create a right angle with both legs. So take your time to where you got to sit. So both legs have created a right angle. Orient yourself to the one you moved away from center. Orient yourself to that one. So turn and keep that front leg right where it is. Turn, use the chair. I'm going to kind of grab hold of it a little bit and orient yourself so your heart is in line with your knee. That's this direction. If you're, some kind of reference here to what I'm talking about, orienting. Excellent. And now turn to orient to the other side. So now you're back to kind of looking forward like you're accustomed to. Don't let that leg, don't let it sag. Keep it up. Keep it holding its form. And then I want you to extend your arm out and both arms out. Palms are up. Pull away from center and then over the other way. You're just pulling your rib cage from center to off center, palms up. And let's release our arms. We're going to change that so we've got ourselves set up on the other side. Right angles, both legs. Kind of have to figure out where's the good place to be in the chair. So to accomplish that, and we're going to start by orienting ourselves to the leg we pulled off center. So turning, keeping your front leg grounded like a standing leg, and turn to orient yourself to this external movement. It's like we've turned our body to change what's happening in our hip. We turn this way, the hip is oriented that way. We turn this way, the hip is oriented that way. See what I'm saying? Hold on to the chair. Push your feet to the floor. And then we'll turn the other way. Come back, square your shoulders. Make sure your knee is lined up with your heel and your ankle. You can extend the arms out, palms face up. Once you pull your rib cage away from center and away from center the other way. You should try doing this sitting on the floor. If you just were sitting with the cross leg or just your legs out in front of you, it's amazing how much you're closer to the ground. So the gravitational pull is so significant. And pulling yourself off center feels like a lot of work. It's amazing how you are engaging core strength to just move your rib cage off center. Okay, let's bring feet back together now. Now we're going to scoot back and bring ourselves into Shavasana. So take your time now to start to realign, into your breath, into your body, into the support that you look for in your Shavasana time. Get a drink, stay hydrated. Really use the support of the chair. Those qualities of alignment to the soul, flow, spaciousness, light, love, and stillness. Ponder, if you will, for me, the word light. When I say light, you feel a sense or a quality of being that you could describe as light, what would that mean for you? Just a little self-inquiry. What would that mean for you? Soften your mouth. Really start to notice your breath slowing way down. Use your mantras. Deep and slow might be a good place to start. Inhale the word deep and exhale the word slow. Eyes are closed. Body is softening now. Listen for your breath. Feel it and hear it, maybe. I'm reading from Dana Fald's book of poetry, the same book I always read from. This one's untitled. For those of you who have the book, it's on page 86. The seed, the spark, the very heart of God is present in your longing. Look no further for fulfillment than the open door of your desire. That is where divinity resides. Only truth can yearn for truth. The proof of presence lies in the urge to return to your own center. Ask and find you are the answer. Knock and receive the mystery of all that is or was or ever will be. Seek, and already you are found. Keep a softness about your mouth. Let's change our mantra. Calm and ease. Inhale the word calm. Exhale, ease. Feel the calm in your body and feel the ease. Imagine that you're aware of as a almost a felt experience of the space around you. It's almost touchable. And you're breathing in from that space and you're breathing back into that space. Breathing in, breathing out, the space around you. We'll call it presence. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth with the sound of a sigh. Ah. Another breath like that. Let's get our feet to the floor, bringing yourself slowly back to alignment and breathing those cleansing breaths, all that you might need. Now, gently now, let's close out with some gentle twists. So bring your legs a little closer together and just gently turn yourself to the side for a little twisting action. It's a beautiful final way to reset the body. A gentle twist, not overdoing. Feel the fullness of your breath, and there should be some ease in this. Definitely feel and look for ease. Come back to center, and let's try the other side. Find a gentle twist as a way of transitioning yourself out of yoga, out of the physicality of our yoga practice. Gently twisting, releasing any tension or any energy that needs to be released. And we come back to center. Let's sync up our breath. Inhale as palms come together, we look up. Exhale, bow to yourself at your heart. Inhale back up. And exhale, we're going to share this loving energy with our community. Hands come to the prayer position at the heart. We bow to ourselves and we bow to one another. Namaste, my friends. And thank you for joining me.